Hey everyone, so what do you get when you mix Final Fantasy XIV with a touch of Minecraft and a dash of Harvest Moon? Well, something like island sanctuaries. I think it goes without saying that players are very excited for this, and this recent live letter showed off the island in the best way possible. Yoshida played the game live while taking questions from the audience. Now that's how you show off a new feature. So, one of the big questions going in was just how big is this area going to be? They teased it. They showed screenshots with a lot of the island blurred out, and for scale, we got a tiny dot representing a Rogadin. And so how Yoshida first presented the island was genius. He showed off the entire thing from this amazing vista, high above the ground, perched on a mountaintop, showing just how gigantic this island actually is. So, after the scale has had some time to sink in, Yoshida flies his Lalafell down to the beach, where the whole island adventure begins. Now, something to note is that flying won't be immediately available on the island, and that its speed has been increased. In fact, the speed for sprint also was increased. Not only that, but the cooldown for sprint on the island is basically nothing. The return spell cooldown has also been decreased on the island. I think that really goes to show just how large the island is, and that the developers didn't want getting around it to become a chore. Anyways, from what was shown, I really get these vibes of Minecraft and Harvest Moon. Now, of course I would never expect it to be nearly as comprehensive or as in-depth as those games, but hey, even a flavor of it is good enough to make me happy. The start of your adventure on the island is very similar to Minecraft. You know, you're on a vast island. You have no shelter, no tools. The big difference is that you aren't completely left on your own. Shortly into your island expedition, you will meet an NPC named Nekomimi who acts as a tutorial, giving you some direction and activities to do. I think it's a good way to acclimate players to this new gameplay loop. And much like Minecraft, the first steps are gathering materials to build a tool and eventually building shelter. Now, unlike Minecraft, you don't have to worry about nightfall or enemies coming after you. It's more like Harvest Moon in that regard. You are in a chill place where you can just relax, take in the scenery, and go at your own pace. So, as I said, gathering will be the first big activity, and when Yoshida first opened up that sanctuary gathering log, I thought, oh, that's a nice looking UI, and wow, there's a lot of stuff to gather. As someone who is a certified collectaholic, that has me very excited. I can really see myself losing hours on the island. By the way, your mining and botany levels, they don't matter here. It's a completely separate system, so you don't have to feel a need to go out and rush to level them up. Now, a huge quality of life improvement for the island is that there's a separate inventory for everything gathered, so your normal inventory won't get flooded with items. This has been an issue with areas like Baja and Eureka, so I'm glad to see that it won't be one here. So, after gathering the materials you need, you go to a plank of wood, which is the designation where you can build your island home. You trade the materials, and there's a cutscene where an army of carpenter Nekomimis begin constructing your home. Now, the developers did mention that some of the things that you can build will take upwards to 12 hours to complete. It's time gating, but at this point, I am used to that in these kind of games. Even in Animal Crossing, they have similar kinds of time gating. Anyways, once your island home is finished, more features are made available, such as an empty field where you can go and grow stuff. And that brings in some more of those Harvest Moon vibes. There is also a farm and a new feature where you can go around the island and collect the native animals, give them nicknames, and raise them. Another itch for that collectaholic to scratch. And as you keep doing activities, the island levels up, and you get a special island currency that can be exchanged for various cosmetics. Everything that was shown looks fantastic, and I cannot wait to jump on in. Obviously, there's still a lot that we don't know, and I am so excited to discover it all for myself. The island is huge, and what we saw was a very tiny slice of it. So yeah, I love this gameplay style. Harvest Moon and Stardew Valley, they are some of my favorite types of games. So a gameplay mode in Final Fantasy XIV, inspired by those, is just more than I could have ever asked for. So, are you all excited for the Island Sanctuary? Is this going to eat up a vast majority of your playtime as well? Anyways, that's all for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all had a great weekend. And until next time, bye!